All right, so we are back from Laramie. We've been gone basically for the last, 4 to 5 days, except for 8 hours when we drove back here, unloaded our bins haul, worked for 8 hours, and then we had to head back because of some family commitments that we had. And then I sourced again because I like to get every trip I make to be a deduction. So I did that big, huge, long haul a couple days ago. And it's still just sitting kind of where I separated it. I didn't have time to do laundry that day. The only thing I did was get enough done to take to the consignment store. So I did go through and pull out the 25 items that were for consignment. I got those clean and I put them in trash bags and delivered those on Friday to the consignment store. Other than that, the day I did that video, wherever I was putting it, that's where it is. This is the new stuff. I'm going to do a haul in a couple hours here. And I'm also going to do a shipping video because I ship as items come in. But I've been gone since Thursday afternoon. So I have about 22 orders, I think it is, that need to go out on Monday. And I have found for myself that my sales are better if I don't have things in the shipping queue. Plus, I need to do a huge cleanup in my garage where my items are stored, and we're going to walk in there in a minute. So, anyway, I'm feeling very behind. I have personal laundry to do. I've lived out of a tote bag for about 5 days. I couldn't, I'll come this way. I couldn't get this suitcase in, especially on a day we're going to the bins. I have a really, really small suitcase, but I didn't even feel like I could afford that kind of room just in case we found a lot. And so I just took I guess it's a Lululemon tote bag that I have and put in the least amount that I could get by with for the 2.5 days before we came back home. And then when we came back home to drop off, I just didn't care. I'm like, I'm just keeping stuff in this tote bag. And I put clean clothes in it and off we went. And so, yeah, I am so glad to be home. I get to be home until next either Thursday night or Friday morning. I have a hair appointment, and by then we will need some personal supplies, and I'll need to check in on my mom and, just get some groceries. And then I don't think, even with what's in these tubs here, it looks like a lot, but I have some coats in here. I have a couple leather jackets, so I don't think I have more than maybe 40 items in there. I could be wrong. We'll find out soon. And so I think total in here, items that are actually for eBay, I think I have less than 100 items, maybe even 60 or 70. I'm just not quite sure. That's already typed in. I just have to put it away. So some of this is already listed and is just put away that I will get done probably not until Monday. Okay, so let's go into my garage. This is why I feel very behind. Christmas stuff still up. It's January. I don't know what. And you got to pack all that stuff away. All right. So this is where it gets plopped down. Now you can see how much stuff I've sold off of the shelves. I have a ton of empty shelves, and I have 2 almost entire shelves on the other side of this that are completely empty. So I have space. I'm not maxed out on my space, and I have a ton of space in here in these boxes. You can tell that I just need to do my condensing on all of my boxes. But I want to, in the next month or two, it's something I do several times a year, especially when the weather is bad. I list less new items per day, and I do a huge cleanup of just everything. I edit, I figure out why I still have all of this stuff. I figure out if my price is too high or if it somehow fell off. I've been editing my son's items that I always talk about on his spreadsheet, and I went through, and even though I try to be as diligent as I can when someone does not pay, and I try to go check to make sure something's relisted, out of about, I would say 40 items, I found 2 or 3 out of 40 items that I checked. I guess not all 40 were supposed to be listed. Some of those were paid. But either way, that makes it worse. I would say out of 20 items that were supposed to be listed, I found 2 or 3 that had been bought, never paid for, or for some reason not listed. So they were here in all of these hard goods, not even up for sale. And then when I went in and edited the 20 items, either by price or I found them and put them back on, I sold immediately the next day, like 2 or 3 of them. And so these are my oldest items up here. These items, I am truly going to put 99 cents on most of them, or at least like slash them in half. These are items that are like number, 49, and I'm on number, I don't know, 1300 or something over here now, and 1150, I guess it is. And so I have just, like, this Afghan is a beautiful 1970s Afghan. It's gorgeous, but it is big, and that's the smallest package I could get it in. So I think with the shipping cost to the customer, I just need to come down. I've been slowly creeping down, but it's so pretty. I just, you know, I'm doing it conservatively. But anyway, you can tell that I need to do what I call a shuffle. You know, I have tons and tons of space in here. Right there, I've got space. So all I need to do is condense. But this, most of the time, I just come in here and I condense. And, you know, I just go months and I just come in, I condense. I do what editing I can, but I just keep adding the new and the better stuff. So the things I'm going to add in there today are worth probably, you know, 50% more than any of the items here. These aren't items that I think are bad buys. Just for whatever reason, I either took a chance or I don't know why these haven't sold yet. I will find out. So yeah, you can tell that it's getting hard to even walk in here. Then when I'm going to get my items in a few minutes here to ship for Monday, I've got this pedal car. Now on eBay, the last one that sold was like $300, but the steering wheel doesn't come off, and the base frame of it, you can't take it apart to like make it any smaller. So I looked into shipping it. I just overestimated with a measuring tape and estimated what putting a box around this would cost. And it was going to cost the customer like almost $150 to $200. And so when I looked at that, plus getting anything out of it, I just didn't really want to box the thing up. I had some extra large Home Depot boxes on hand, and it would have taken 2 of those, plus, you know, padding and taping. So I have this on Facebook. It hasn't budged, especially in my area. I'm going to maybe give it one more shot and put it in a Denver group that, you know, belong to, like a buy-sell trade. See if, if I can get anything out of it for when I'm on my way to Denver to the bins. I would just drop it off and stuff. The problem with that is if you agree to meet somebody and they don't meet you in Denver and you're going to work at the bins and you have this in your car and you have no place to take it. So that's kind of always the issue for me. And I could ask for payment up front, I guess. But anyway, you can see how stuff's kind of getting piled on the floor. I can barely walk through there. It's okay. It happens all the time. I would say, every month or so, it kind of becomes like this. And then I go through and edit what I can and renumber everything, put it all back in order. And then all of this just clears out very, very quickly. So let's see. I don't know what number 974 is. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's the tackle box. Hey, actually, this sold. Yay. Okay, so this box will go. This box is leaving our house Monday. But there's some other big boxes. I have this briefcase. That's a pretty decent sized box taking up room in my storage. And it has not sold. And then I have an Easter Bunny blow mold down there somewhere. This is an Easter Bunny blow mold that has not sold. And then I have these boxes. They aren't really huge. Let's see. I don't even know what these are. Let's see here. No idea what these are. Let's see. Oh, decanter. That is a consignment person's thing. It's a really rare, actually, Jim Beam decanter. It's got Yellowstone on one side and Wyoming on the other. So that exact one is rare. So I started it high for her sake to let her know that I tried. But I'm going to probably have to come down. And then this what does that say? Pentax. Oh yeah, that is kind of a, it's not a VCR, it's something else. And I tried it on auction, and we started real high because there aren't any on Terapeak in the last 2 years, and we can't even hardly find it on Google. The only thing we can find for this Pentax, oh, what is it? It's a VTR, I think is what it's called. And anyway, so we started high. I started an auction at 500. I had only 10 people even go look at it. So I might promote it more and bring the price down more. And I do want that out of my storage space. And, but anyway, I have ample room in here. I have, because that all there is just my boxes I use for clothing. And if I had to, I could put those out in my back garage, or just get 2 more shelves and keep them on shelves. So I think in the end, I will be able to expand to about 2,500 items of clothing in here, and 200 or 300 items of hard goods. And it would be tight, but I have space I'm not using. Like normally when I'm scrunching everything together, I put 2 or 3 boxes up there, and I was just in a hurry. So I went from the bottom of this shelf up to the top of that shelf, and I missed putting 2 or 3 boxes there. Plus, like I said, there are some times when one box is really popular and a bunch of items out of it sell right away, and then I just never get back to it. So, but this does stress me out a little bit. I like to be able to walk and come in here and just find things really simply. So I'm not going to lie, this is adding to my stress. These are all empty tubs. They're just completely empty. From the outside, my tree looks really good from the outside. This is just a second tree that kind of shows in the basement through the double windows. And at night it looks good. But yeah, if you drive by during the day, if I don't have them scooted over enough, you just see like this tree with these empty tubs, and I don't like that at all. So I guess that's not even as behind as I am. I mean, if I showed you my upstairs, it's actually just Christmas stuff that needs put away. The house is actually quite clean. I mean, we swept the floors everywhere but my office. My office is really the trashed part. But I'm going to upload this, and I hope that you have some grace with yourself, but also kind of push yourself to chip away at getting this clean. I think just based on the past, this will take me about 3 to 4 days to where all of this cycles out and I get enough of the laundry washed and I get, the new stuff listed and put away back in the garage. I haven't done any cleaning in that garage as far as putting things back together or editing for months, and because of Christmas and family and holidays. So it looks really bad, but really that's 2 or 3 months worth of canceled orders, or just things that I was overpriced on that I can easily fix. And that should really up my sales in the next 2 weeks too, not just on this new amazing stuff that I got, but also just editing the old. And that's like income that you've already done the work on. So, yeah, I hope you get yourself caught up. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't normally function well out of an office like this, and you can see still, I keep talking about getting my office decorated, but how sad is that? I mean, I'm spending, a lot of nice time in here, even if I'm not full-time listing. I'm doing my own personal book work and paperwork and things, and this is like the only somewhat decoration I have. And I have stuff that's probably, see, I have this tax license, oh, I won't show you my number, but anyway, from 2016, and I don't have that license anymore because Amazon collects now for that particular one, so I don't need that particular one. And yeah, so a little bit sad, but anyway, have a great day. I will be back a couple of more times in the next few hours, as I want to do a haul. I want to do a shipping video today, and then I also want to update everybody on my no spend, low spend challenge that I'm really working on. I did okay the last few days. I was out of town, so I didn't have my food and things to work with. On the other hand, several people bought us meals, even though they have no idea that I'm doing this. Even my husband, I haven't even really had time to mention it to him because I buy all the groceries and all that kind of stuff, and the things that he tends to buy are more set expenses. So I haven't even really sat down and had a chance to tell him what I'm trying to do. I guess I did mention to him, you know, we need to clean up this pantry and eat out of this pantry and not have all this stuff in here. So I guess in that sense, I did mention it to him. But anyway, have a great day, guys. Thank you for hanging in there. I will make my haul much shorter this time. That last haul, I loved doing it, and but I will have to break up my hauls into 2 or 3s from now on, just because my computer's too old to actually upload a video like that. It actually inhibited my work time because I couldn't hardly open another window. It was taking so much power out of my computer to just upload that hour-and-a-half video. So I hope you make it through it. The good stuff that I ended up having, a lot of that was kind of toward the middle and the end. So I hope you didn't lose heart watching that. But thanks for hanging in there, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.